Hello everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of The Dog Pound, the show where I will be recapping all the latest news from the mobile technology space from last week and a little bit from this week. Now before we start, I have had a lot of people ask me what the point of this show is, since we already have a Friday show, Phone Dog Live, the podcast, where we recap all of the news from the past week. Well, I'll tell you what the point is, okay? That show is an hour long. This one is like 5 or 7 minutes long, so it's a lot shorter. It saves you time. You don't have to watch an hour-long video. You don't have to search all around the web. I'm helping you out, people. It's a time saver, it's a community service, and it's also so you can have an extra tab open to click on really quickly when your parents walk in, so they won't know that you are actually just watching the Michelle Janicki dance over and over and over. You are welcome. So to start off, we have some good Apple news and we have some bad Apple news, and I will let you be the judge of what's the good and what's the bad. First, some iPhone rumors. We are hearing that multiple US and European carriers are gearing up for an iPhone that will use a nano-SIM card. This was a change with the iPhone 4. It started using a micro SIM. Now we're hearing that the iPhone 5 or 6 or whatever could be using a nano-SIM card. Now as for when we can expect to see this nano-SIM equipped iPhone, Verizon CFO Fran Shammo hinted that it could be coming sometime in the fourth quarter of this year. Now, his voice did not crack like mine just did whenever he said it, but he did kind of hint that we could see it in the fourth quarter. In other Apple news, the company has not been very fortunate in the courts lately. Starting in Germany, the judge decided that the Motorola XOOM does not infringe on the iPad's design. This was actually in regards to a case that was filed like a year ago, and they finally got through the process. The judge decided to dismiss Apple's lawsuit. Motorola had filed a counter lawsuit, but that was dismissed as well. But that ruling pales in comparison to the ruling that Apple is facing from a UK judge. This is the judge that rules that the Galaxy Tabs do not infringe on the design of the iPad, but he also added the remark that the Galaxy Tabs are not as cool as the iPad, which was kind of an interesting remark. But now this UK judge is going even further with his ruling. The judge says that Apple has to post a notice both online and in several popular British newspapers and magazines saying that the Samsung Galaxy Tabs do not infringe on the design of the iPad. Now, the online notice has to remain on Apple's website for 6 months. Now, this ruling takes it a little bit farther than other rulings that we've seen recently, and we talked about that in last week's episode of Phone Dog Live, the podcast. I shared my thoughts on it and on how this ruling could possibly be a wake-up call for Apple. Would this deter them from filing future lawsuits? Maybe they would be worried that something like this could happen again, that this could set a precedent. We'll have to see what Apple decides to do, but definitely an interesting twist in that case. Moving along, at&t customers, get ready to share data. After Verizon announced its Share Everything plans, at&t is also announcing its Share Data plans. Now the difference is that you have an option. You can choose to use their current existing plans, whether it's a family plan or an individual plan, or you can use Share Data. So you do still have an option, although I wouldn't be surprised if the option went away eventually, but we don't know if that's going to happen yet. Now if you're a little fuzzy on the details, this is how it works. So you start out by selecting how much data you'd like per month. The size of the buckets range from 1 gigabyte to 20 gigabytes in size. As an example, signing up for the 1 gigabyte plan costs $40 per month, as well as another $45 per smartphone. Now, as you go up and get more data per month, the price to add a smartphone decreases by $5. So selecting the 10 gigabyte pack will cost $120 per month, but the price for each smartphone will only be $30. That's how much it is to add a smartphone. Basic and quick messaging phones will be charged $30 each per month for access to the plans, while laptops and netbooks will cost $20 per month, and tablets and gaming devices cost $10 per month. So let me know what you think about these shared data plans. I've heard some people say they love them, some people hate them, some people don't care. Let me know what you think about them in the comments below. And now let's move on to everyone's favorite segment, Where's My Update? I've been waiting for like 6 months, okay? This is freaking ridiculous. I don't even know what's going on. All I want is jelly bean. I just want some jelly beans, man. That's all I want. So first off, you HTC Evo 3D and Evo Design 4G owners, you can expect to start receiving Android 4.0 by early August. As for you Nexus S owners, Google says that they are now pushing out Android 4.1 to several carriers, including T-Mobile in the US and a couple of other European carriers. Now, speaking of Android 4.1 Jelly Bean, we heard that when it was pushed out to the HSPA Plus Galaxy Nexus, there were some users who had some problems with GPS. Now, we don't have an official fix from Google, but some users have figured out a way around this, at least as a quick fix. If you go to the settings and turn off Google's location services and then turn them back on, that should fix a problem, at least for the time being, and then hopefully we'll hear something from Google pretty soon. And that has been this week's episode of Where's My Update? Now let's move on to some tablet news, specifically Amazon tablet news. As you know, Amazon has a Kindle Fire, the 7-inch Android tablet, but we recently heard from the president of US Retail for Staples that Amazon is planning on releasing 5 or 6 new tablets by the end of this year, one of them being at least 10 inches in size. Now 5 or 6 seems like a lot, so some people are speculating that it could just be a couple of different models and then each one will come with varying amounts of built-in storage. Now keep in mind that Amazon announced the 7-inch Kindle Fire in September of last year, so we could be hearing about these tablets pretty soon. We've already heard rumors of an 8.9-inch tablet and now a 10-inch tablet, so keep your eyes on PhoneDog. We'll let you know if we hear any more about this. So that's the news and that's the show. Thanks guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm Sydney from PhoneDog.com. Be sure and leave your comments about stuff and I look at those. And also the description in the YouTube video will have all the links to all of the stories that I talked about. But other than that, I'm Sydney from PhoneDog.com and I will see you guys later. Bye.